NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today it's live opening round coverage of the Arizona Summer Classic. Welcome to the Stadium Course, TPC Scottsdale in Arizona. It's a masterful blend of challenge and playability designed by the team of Tom Weisskopf and Jay Moorish. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports.
The changes, Rich, they made in 2014 have just added a luster to this great venue that hosts the PGA Tour event each and every year. And it's a great test for any level of play.
Let's check in on the action at the 15th. As we check in on this early round action, we join our featured golfer, already playing well to this point. Couple of low numbers on the scorecard.
Yeah, it looks very good. Good swings out there and some good putting as well. He's loading up on it.
Look at the coil there. That is a heat-seeking missile right there. Wow.
Whoa, that is long.
Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. That was like Usain Bolt, Frank, right through the tape.
Yeah, that first step, that was never going to stop.
This requires a lot of speed through the ball. Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Settles in over the putt. Starting to move now, Frank, on this leaderboard.
Certainly going all in the positive direction. He's in the middle of the pack, now top 15.
Frank, the one moment that sort of made the 16th hole what it is today would have to be Tiger's ace in 1997 here at the TPC Scottsdale when it was raining plastic cups.
It was also his reaction too, and that ushered in the Tiger Woods era that we became associated with, which is the fist pumping, the rowdy spectators. I mean, he was one of the few players that bridged the gap between spectator and golf course. And it still goes on till today. And I think Rory McIlroy probably is the only other player that starts to broach that type of inside and outside atmosphere with golf.
Still to this day, it's the loudest single moment that I can ever remember hearing on a golf course. Good, clean contact and a nice result. And a chance for birdie coming up. Frank going for 2 in a row now. Well, you're not going to make that putt all the time, but you'd like to at least get it to the hole.
If he keeps putting like that, he's going to be an announcer in no time.
So just a formality here. Did the job right there. Frank, when you get to the 17th hole, we always recall maybe the single most bizarre shot in the history of golf.
Yeah, everybody talks about maybe a hole-in-one at 16, but really 17. And the player was Andrew McGee. It was a good tee shot, don't get me wrong. But Rich, it needed an assist.
Well, the assist came from Tom Byram, whose brother Kurt is a commentator for the Golf Channel. Tom Byram was just minding his own business, standing on the green, sort of leaning on his putter, and you know what happened.
Yeah, the ball hit.
Unfortunately, that ball is wet. So hit the previous shot in the water, took a drop, this now the third shot. So, Frank, he'll take a drop here.
Yeah, he'll take his medicine, take his penalty shot. The hole's not over yet. Rich, with a lie like that on the rough, you're going to get too much grass between club face and ball. You're going to have to adjust for that and at least take a club or two more.
How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a masterclass in short game.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. One under for the round.
Rich, 18 was always considered a long finishing hole.
Not for J.B. Holmes.
Yeah, the water was always in play. And then the day he took it over the left side and carried everything and went on to win, that completely changed the way this golf course played ever since that day.
And it resulted in some of the changes we're seeing now.
Yeah, evidence, the new bunkering down the left side. But it showed us all how much and how strong these guys are, how much they've improved over the years.
And now it's right in his wheelhouse, good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up, you can bring it in high, you can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Frank, that looked good to me.
Now putt for par.
Par attempt here. Steady, solid, and at 1 under par right now. Frank, what a day of golf we saw.
Yeah, the modifications to TPC Scottsdale is it presents better to the eye. It's certainly a better test for the player, and on top of that, it is a good reward when one plays well.
Really enjoyed it. For my partner Frank Nobilo and all of us here at EA Sports, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now from TPC Scottsdale. NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today it's live second-round coverage of the Arizona Summer Classic. Set in the Sonoran Desert and surrounded by the majestic McDowell Mountains, we're at the stadium course at TPC Scottsdale in Arizona. Hello again and welcome. Rich Slaughter alongside Frank Nobilo, set to bring you all the action for today's event. Frank, when you think about the TPC Scottsdale, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
The golf course has been radically changed in 2014, but it still hasn't lost its luster. Really, it's just been updated like the game itself for these young, strong players of the modern era.
On to the par 3 7th, 215 yards from that back tee box, Frank.
This hole hasn't really changed, still has that V-shaped green where it's very narrow in the front. A high-flying shot in here that carries that front edge, and you'll find the further and further you go back there, the more receptive and that green starts to widen. Should be safely on deck.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he's thinking on that.
Just in the first cut of rough, not a bad lie. The only issue is he might get a jumper here.
Rich, that was some shot out of the rough. I really didn't think he could even get that on the green.
Well, just to get it on the green, as you say, I think is a big win. Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. Frank, the par 4 8th, this is a good hole.
It is. A dog leg to the left forces the player to go out the right, and this will play every inch of its yardage, which is over 470 yards. Green's still pretty much the same with that false front. Unless there's a flag position in the front, you're really going to have to fly it at least 20 yards or so into that green. Otherwise, that ball is going to run towards the front. Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air, that easy.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot, he is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
On the green, and a chance for birdie. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
That's a head scratcher. No other way to put it. That close to the green and misses it badly to the right. Getting set now over the putt.
Rich, you got to tell me what happened. I covered my eyes on that one.
Another bogey. What else? Finishing out the front side now at the 9th. And Frank, what do you think of this par 4?
Nice way to finish the front 9, Rich. Very thin green, protected by that little splash bunker in the front. Iron players get a real advantage here. One bunker down the right side to be aware of off the tee, though. I doubt anybody could carry that.
Good contact, good result. Frank, not overly long, but still a pretty good spot and in the fairway.
Yeah, that's in that 280 mark.
Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go. Well, Frank, these winds have not at all subsided. Still a challenge.
Yeah, but the same for everybody, and that's where you've just got to adjust your own mental par. And golf course was going to be difficult when you teed off. It's certainly no different now.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
I'll tell you, he's setting himself up for a good weekend. A former college #1 makes another birdie. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports at one of the great venues in all of golf, TPC Scottsdale. Upwards of 500,000 fans expected throughout the week here. A lot of buzz being generated, and now plenty of fireworks as well on this back nine.
There is, Rich. This is a Super Bowl type atmosphere, and the 10th hole, what a wonderful way to start this back nine. A dogleg right that's been radically changed in 2014. Numerous bunkers added. This is a very strict dogleg right par 4, and by that, I mean you're going to have to hit it down the left to have an open shot at this green.
So in the first cut here, it could be worse. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
It's a rather nice shot, I would say.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. Now sitting at 2 under par. Third round coverage comes your way tomorrow on EA Sports. For Frank Nobilo and our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Arizona Summer Classic. Here at the TPC Scottsdale in Arizona, and Frank, when so many people tune in to watch this great event, they think immediately of the 16th hole with all of those fans jammed in. It's like Fenway Park inside the desert there, but it's much more than that little par 3, isn't it?
It certainly is more than that, Rich. The TPC Scottsdale is a great venue for a PGA Tour event. It's a blend of everything. Birdie opportunities, holes that are fraught by water, bunkering that's been changed. All in all, it's a great atmosphere with nearly 500,000 people that visit this during the tournament week.
But this could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it. Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there. Second shot. Good look at the green. On the green. And a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
Oh, I thought he had that. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Settles in over the putt. Good effort and good par putt. Par 4 second hole, a little bit longer than the first, this one at 442 yards.
Yeah, they've added a new tee, changed the bunkering down the right side. Still a semi-blind tee shot, a hole that bends. The bunkering around this green has changed. Still, it requires a very precise tee shot.
And that's going to stay on the fairway here at the second hole. Frank, downhill shot here. Will he have to take it just a little bit easier?
Yeah, be careful with the ball position as well. If you play the ball too far forward and try and scoop it, it's not going to work.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here.
Our computer gives us 23 feet, Rich.
Made par yesterday. This one for birdie. That would have been a real bonus had it dropped, but as it is, good putt. Shouldn't be a problem here. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Frank, what's the strategy here off the tee at the par 5 third?
For the long hitters, they still think that they can reach this par 5 and 2 comfortably with a good tee shot. For the shorter hitters, it really is a thought about where you lay up that second shot to try and leave a good third shot yardage in. Still a good tee shot, though. That hazard down the right side protects against someone who's a little too cavalier off the tee. You know, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Missed that one, and it is going towards the rough. Pretty good result right there, considering
it looked rough all the way.
Exactly.
Rich, really did.
Just want to nestle this one down to within a couple of feet. Looks like he just misread that. It's a big putt right here for birdie. Frank, where is that been?
Yeah, thank God for small mercies.
Really nice mix of holes to start here at TPC Scottsdale. The 2 4s and then the par 5. Now our first par 3. Just a little over 180 yards, Frank.
Plays a little downhill, longer than what it once was. Green is radically different. Used to be deep, now it's wide. And the bunkering, of course, is visually totally different from what it used to be.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. How does that not go in? A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. A good effort and a good par putt. Don't forget, the final round comes your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, so long for now. NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Arizona Summer Classic. Simply put, there is nothing like it in the game of golf. It is by far the biggest spectator event in the sport. We're at TPC Scottsdale in Scottsdale, Arizona. Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo. And Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
Well, everybody wants to know about 16, the famed par 3 here, surrounded by those skyboxes. Once again, that'll be a topic of the day. But really, this is a regular site for the PGA Tour. So those of you that were familiar with the golf course, it's now changed. 2014, the designers Morris and Weiskopf did a massive renovation.
Well over 100,000 fans every day, better than 500,000 for the week. It's a giant party mixed in with a heck of a tournament.
Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Excellent drive right there, Frank.
Circa 310.
Strong winds continue to be a factor. Frank, I know you've played all over the world. How much did you enjoy the challenge of playing into a stiff breeze?
Well, it was a chance to separate yourself from the rest of the field, Rich. Just like these conditions we're seeing right now. You've really got to be smart. Pick the right shot. If you get too aggressive on a day like today, you'll pay a far more severe price than normal.
Club selection obviously is crucial.
Oh, it's imperative today.
Take an extra club or two, choke down.
Very much so.
That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at eagle coming up.
It's that sneaky distance. Just seems an absolute waste. Got to take your time.
Par yesterday. Now for birdie. And it drops for birdie. Par 4, 14th. Frank, it seems as though you'd be pretty happy with a par here.
You would. Even though the putting surfaces here at TPC Scottsdale are excellent, it's going to take 2 good shots to reach this 14th hole. You can get in a little bit of trouble off the tee. That bunker on the left very much in play. The rough on the right side is no snack either, because the ball, more often than not, will finish well above the player's feet. And, of course, that green is very, very narrow, well protected by bunkers on the left.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards.
straight at it.
It's a really good line. I'd be pretty happy with that one. About 20 feet away in a good spot. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good. Line looked good. Just did not take that final break.
Locked in on the read and the speed.
Comfortably knocks it in.
Great scoring opportunity here at the par 5 15th, but Frank, I'm wondering, as a player, is your mind beginning to think about what's ahead at that par 3 16th hole?
Oh, they are. This is really the finishing stretch. On for a little extra.
Excellent start off the tee. That's a great way to begin this hole. Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. And a chance for eagle after that perfectly played shot.
No snap, though.
Wow, I thought he made that. So the eagle goes begging. He still has this for birdie. This would be a huge momentum swing. This one's for birdie. And with that birdie, moving into the top 20 on the leaderboard. Well, here we are at the 16th hole, looking at just over 160 yards. Doesn't seem all that daunting, Frank. But 160 yards with 20,000 people, horned into a little stadium in the desert, that makes it a different story.
It certainly is. This was one hole, too, where Tom Watson would send his caddy forward. He would stay back by 15. His caddy would get his yardage. Watson would simply walk on the tee. His caddy would give him the club. He would not go for his normal routine. He would simply just head away. It was one hole that he never wanted to think about. It might look simple, but it's what the player feels. Rich, it's been a very good workmanlike performance. Yet another birdie.
Into the top 15 on the leaderboard. 17th hole, Frank, and this one is really set up for maximum excitement.
Well, there's two things that you really think of. How do I play this hole, and how is it going to affect the rest of my round? This is the penultimate hole. If you make a mistake here, it'll carry over. It might cost you the tournament. But if you're a hero, it's going to carry forward to 18. This is why 17 is such a big swing hole.
Certainly had enough power, just didn't have any touch. All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
Great shot coming out of that bunker right there.
Showing some skills today.
See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. starting to move on this leaderboard now, Frank.
It's got a nice look to it. Another who's who.
Par 4 18th, and Frank, if you are trying to win the tournament out here at TPC Scottsdale, this is all you want down the stretch.
It is. There's a short bunker there, obviously for the recreational player to respect. 3 bunkers down the right side protected, and that new bunkering situation down the left there to stop the attack of a Bubba Watson or a JB Holmes. Now this tee shot is going to have to be respected, and the green too is anything other than flat.
Well, that is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that tipped the 300-yard mark.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
That is a really good shot landing close to the flagstick. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. That'll put a wrap on our final round coverage for all of us at EA Sports. I'm Rich Lerner. We'll see you next time.